Hey guys, welcome back to Study Collab. Today we're bringing you the ultimate study survival guide. So the first tip we have for you is to get a planner. The one I have is from Erin Condren and I'll leave the link down below. So this is what one of my weekly spreads looks like. So what I like to do is I write down each subject I have for that day, and then when I'm in class I'll write down the homework task next to it. So for the important things, if I have either an assessment, an exam, or an important event on that day, I'll write it in a brush pen just so it stands out amongst all the other writing. It's also a good idea to plan ahead, so this is my monthly spread and I write down upcoming assessments here as well. I also have a whiteboard on the door of my bedroom, and here I've just written upcoming exams and assessments just to remind me, and I've also written a to-do list of things I want to achieve for the next few weeks. Finally, I like to have a calendar up on my wall just so I can plan ahead for that month specifically and also upcoming months, and this allows you to stay organized.
Another really great study tip is to use the Pomodoro technique, which is where you do 4 sets of 25 minutes of work with a 5-minute break in between. Then once you've done your 4 sets, you take a 15-minute break and then you can go on for as long as you want. Another thing that we like to do is to write a to-do list before we start any work for the day. So just to make sure that we have scheduled our day and everything that we want to do, and just set some goals that really make sure that you're productive and that you're focused on what you need to get done, and it can really help with the procrastination problem. You can write out your to-do list in terms of hours, like how much time you want to spend on each section. You can use the Pomodoro timer to help you achieve the different times, or you can just do it in blocks if that works better for you. One thing we like to make sure is that when we're writing out a to-do list, we're very specific about what we want to achieve. So for example, if you're writing a lab report, you may want to finish your introduction or your analysis for that day. Of course, you can always just use a simple sticky note to write down your to-do list. That works as well, as Alicia has done here. A really great app that you can download on your computer is called Self-Control. This can block any social media websites or any other distracting websites, so when you work, you are focused and you don't get distracted or procrastinate. You can go to Edit Blacklist and then to the plus sign to add any distracting website that you want to add. Like for example, if you get distracted by Pinterest a lot, you can just type in pinterest.com and it will block it.
One thing you want to make sure you have is a good organization system. So here I'm showing you my binder for economics. I'll just give you a brief summary of how I organize it. So I have dividers sectioning off each topic. And then I have my notes behind that and also some worksheets from class. You also want to make sure you document all your past exams and assessments, so they're really helpful to go back and look for revision. We have another video up on our channel showing you in depth how I organize my binder, so if you want to check that out later, the link will be in the bio. So this is the notebook that I take to school and it's from Muji. Here I just have my most up-to-date notes that we're learning in class at the moment. I also take a separate display folder just to put all the worksheets.
Another really important thing for studying is to have stationery. This here is Alicia's pencil case, and inside she has some of the basics that you would probably need for when you are studying. This includes some scissors, whiteout. We like to use Tombow brush markers. We use them for highlighting as well as brush calligraphy. She also has a general brush pen, a mild liner, a black pen from Muji, a red pen from Muji which we use for marking, a ruler, a mini stapler and an eraser. These are the basics that we would recommend you have in your pencil case when you're going to class or when you're sitting down to make some study notes. They can really help make your notes pop and be colourful as well as easy to read and clear.
One of the ways we like to study is through flashcards. So here I'm showing you a few where I've written the exam questions on there and then the answers behind it. I find this a really good way to test yourself on actual exam questions without having to write it all down. So this is a smaller set of flashcards that I use for chemistry where I write keywords and formula, and I find this a really great way to memorize definitions. To organize it a little bit on each side, I've color coded it to each topic, so when I want to go back and look at a specific topic, it's really easy to find it. I also like to make little revision books out of flashcards where I summarize all my notes for each topic. There's another video up on our channel showing you how to make these if you want to check that out. Another effective way to study is making notes off of each syllabus point. So here I have a book of my biology summary notes. As you can see here, I've made a little key for myself just to remind myself of each syllabus point. If you look in the syllabus, there's sections called Understandings and Applications and Skills. If I write 1.2.U1, that refers to the first understanding point of topic 1.2. Writing notes from the syllabus is a really effective way of revising because it makes sure that you cover everything that will be on the test. Another great study technique is using mind maps. So here I have written one based on the topic of negative externalities, and I've just written key points around it and sectioned it off with different boxes.
Another really important thing to remember is to pay attention in class. This can really help for when you're going back to study, because if you've paid attention in class, you'll already have it in your mind and already remember your teacher teaching you it, and it can just really help even if you're going into an exam and you haven't particularly studied that topic that's on the paper. You might remember something from class, and that can just really help boost your grades a lot. Another thing to remember is to ask as many questions as possible. Even if you think it's silly, just ask your teacher, because it can really make a big difference to clarify your knowledge and make sure that you know everything you need to know for a test, exam, or even if you have questions about assessments. That about wraps it up for our Ultimate Study Guide video. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video. Thanks for watching, guys.